tonight's our second week, and we have week 3 and week 4, right?
Right. We're
Perfect.
This is week 2 on building your customer base, either big, building it big, building it bigger, or building it biggest. Because we have different levels of brand new people, or maybe you've been a brand ambassador and you're like, I want to be more than a brand ambassador. Or maybe you're somebody like Rebecca who's moving up into leadership. Wherever you're at, this is for you. And I'm going to try to do a real quick screen share again here. Let's hope I can find the pictures. I want to show you what your challenge was last week and chat about it for a second. We can talk about it. I don't have to show you, but then I'm going to show you some prizes, because one of the things when I came into Mary Kay, I didn't know I was prize motivated because I'd never gotten a prize for doing my job. So I remember my very first meeting, I'd already signed my agreement. I'd never been to a meeting, and they were handing out these ribbons to these ladies. And I thought, oh, this is weird. And then by the end of the night, I was like, what do I have to do to get a ribbon? So we're going to talk prizes too, because we have some really cute prizes. We're going to have prizes for you, because this is going through all the way through the end of August. This is not just something you're doing today or this week. We're going to build you through and set you up for not only a powerful finish in June, but set you up with momentum so that next year you will be like, I can't believe how lucky I am, because you're just working and you've been building momentum. So your challenge last week, Rebecca's like, yes, please. So your challenge last week was to reach out, or the last week, 2 weeks, because we didn't meet last week, was to reach out to at least 5 people and just say hi. It wasn't to ask for sales. It wasn't to do any of that. So I just want to ask, did anybody do that? And if you want to put it in the chat, Rebecca did. Okay. And just kind of like, tell me, how did that go? How did it feel? What was your experience on that, Rebecca? Would you mind sharing?
It was really fun. Actually, I realized I forgot how good that felt. Mm-hmm. And so it was a whole lot more fun. And it was surprising. A number of people said, oh, yes, and I need to order X, Y, and Z. But there were a lot of other people that just were happy that somebody noticed and was concerned about them. It made a big difference in their attitudes. And that I forgot. That's the part that I really love in Mary Kay.
I love that. Okay. And see, she ended up getting some sales anyway, even though that wasn't her goal, because she's setting herself as somebody who cares. Okay. I'm trying to pull up what I want to pull up.
Now, Edna said she also did it.
Oh, Edna, do you want to go ahead and share while I'm trying to get this up? Do you mind?
No, I don't mind.
Okay.
It really was fun. It made me think back to when I first came into Mary Kay to build my business. It was called Warm Chattering, and because I don't meet strangers anyway, so I just, for one thing I want to share, I don't have it with me, but the keychain, here it is. I've had people to ask me, oh, what is that? Oh, I love this. I love it. I said, oh, I'm holding my key. This is for I keep my keys on it. And I walk off. And then I said, oh, but by the way, I got this because I'm a Mary Kay beauty consultant, and this is one of my prizes. And, oh, good, okay, Mary Kay's around. Never heard. Some said they have not heard about Mary Kay. Some said they have. Then I've also gotten one by just introduce myself and say, oh, my God, you're such a beautiful young lady. And, let her know and she would go back and talk. And I said, well, I'm building my Mary Kay team as well. And, just talking. But mainly I greeted them by this particular young lady in Dillard, because she was just a pretty young lady. And so it really took me back to when I first came into the business and sharing, and just me just saying, hello, how are you doing? Just giving a compliment of something they had on.
Right. I love that. Okay. Thank you, Edna, for sharing that. It's a good reminder, isn't it? Can you guys see this okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the June prizes. Okay, good. So the June prizes, it's kind of funny because they're pink on a pink background, so I apologize. After I made it, I was like, I don't have time to fix that. But here's how we're doing it for the month of June, because remember, we're going to be building customers over all the way till September 1st. So your June prizes, if you're building a big customer base, is 5 new customers. Now, do you remember what a new customer is? He or she has to have made a purchase, and you have to be sure you enroll them on the August 17th. The deadline is August 17th for Preferred Customer Program for fall. So we're going to be tracking that on you. So at least 5. You're going to get these super cute heart-shaped powder puffs that are reusable, and you can also use them for taking off makeup and wash them. So I'm really excited about those. Now, maybe you're building a bigger business and you're going to add 10 new customers. You're going to get these super cute pink blingy car coasters that have hearts on them, and they're like diamonds all around them, and they go in your cup holder. And I love those. I love cup holders. And then if you're building the biggest customer base, you're going for the biggest one, and you add 20 new customers in the month of June, you're going to get the executive business card holder. It's red and it has a bumblebee on the center of it. So it's super cute. Okay, so I just wanted to get that out there because prizes are important to me. I did not know that, but prizes, I know it now. So prizes are important. So if that's important for you, if you'll work for a prize when you wouldn't work for something else, which was me, I wanted you to know what you're working for. So why are we building a customer base? We kind of talked about this a couple of weeks ago, right? Everything that happens in your business happens when you sell product. The saying in Mary Kay is nothing happens until somebody
sells something.
Exactly. Now, we don't want to be known as just the salespeople. That's kind of what Edna and Rebecca were alluding to, is that it feels good to connect with people. Somewhere in my notes here, I have a saying, and it's one that I really appreciate, is that sometimes your friends are going to become your customers, but more times than not, your customers become your friends. I have been invited to weddings. I've been invited to birthday parties. I've been invited to graduations, baby showers. I mean, all these things, all because that customer became my friend. And the reason they became my friend is because we care, right? We genuinely care. I think that's what sets us apart. So we talked about that last week, and I thank you for sharing about, if you didn't get a chance to reach out to 5 people, it doesn't even have to be anybody that's been a customer. Like if you don't have a big customer base and you're just like, I don't even know how to reach out, just reach out to somebody. Just Facebook Messenger or something, or voice over them or something, and be like, hey, I just wanted to say hi. I know I don't do that often enough. So it doesn't even have to be somebody. If you are just starting to build your business and there's somebody you haven't talked to in like 5 years, you do that. Go ahead and do that. And I encourage you to keep doing that every week, because it is amazing how many people I have not talked to when I think I really have. So this week we're going to be talking about building your personal brand. Mm-hmm. Okay, now what we're not talking about is colors. Like, a brand, when we think of a brand, we think about your logo, we think about your font on your name, we think about the colors that you have on your business card or maybe your Facebook page. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about you. You are your brand, and we're going to be talking about you. And whether you know it or not, you have already created your brand, and you can still do more with that. So it's okay if you might have created the brand that you're not happy with that. There's time. God works with all of us all the time. So I am a work in progress. I'm here to give you hope. So when I first started in Mary Kay, I think my brand was truly sales. Like I was truly a salesperson. I was very laser focused on 30 faces, selling the product, follow up. Like I was methodical with it, but I don't think I was genuinely connected to people. So that was my brand, whether I meant it to be or not. That was my brand. So I'm glad that I've had an opportunity to change that, because we don't always want to show up as the salesperson. In this day and age, when we kind of talked about this last time, kind of a little bit of a recap from last week, was people are very suspicious right now. There's so many fake news, fake AI report. Like, how many times have you watched something like a video on YouTube or Facebook, and you're like, that's gotta be fake. That can't be real. That didn't really happen. I never heard that in the national news. There's no way that really happened. So people are like lurking now. That's the new thing. We go check our source. We go check, is that person real? Like if you ever get a message from somebody, and all of us Mary Kay consultants, whether you're a personal brand user or you're a director, we've all gotten that message, and you're like, this person's not real. It's no way. I'm getting them in WhatsApp now. I'm starting to get them, and they look like they've got a profile, and they're not real. It's not real. So people are more suspicious of that than ever before. So with that said, people need to trust our vibe. I don't know. It's your persona, if you don't want to use the word vibe, but they need to trust you, and they're gonna look for you. They're gonna go look to see who you are, which just cracks me up. But 81% of the people need to trust you before they're going to buy from you, and they need to trust who they're buying from. It isn't just in Mary Kay. That's across the board in buying scenarios. They need to trust who they're buying from. And there's some apps out there right now that are starting to create distrust, unfortunately, that are saying products are bad for across the board, not just Mary Kay. And that's even getting to where we're like, well, we don't even trust the app that says don't trust this product because they're not even trustworthy. So there you go. So you can see why people are kind of suspect. So what does your brand say about you? So I want to ask you guys, and if you feel like you can put it in the chat, I'm going to open up the chat menu because I want to see some of these. Describe or visualize for a moment, and maybe you haven't done this before, so this might be good if you've not done this before. I remember the first time I did this, and I just did it again recently because I feel like since in the last couple of years, my ideal customer has changed. So I would love for you to visualize your ideal customer. And if you feel like putting it in the chat, that'd be great. If you don't, that's okay too. But so tell me about your ideal customer. Is how often does she order? Like your ideal preferred customer. How often is she ordering from you? How does she order from you? What's your interaction like with her? Like when you see her, what's it like? Or when you chat with her on the phone? Or is she a phone call person? Is she a text you person? Does she send you a picture of a product? And I need this, and you get a picture and you don't even get any other words. I mean, what for you is an ideal customer? And you may not know that, and that's okay, but I would love for you to think about that this week because you're going to create your ideal customers. I love this. Rebecca says she loves people and is thrilled to visit. She orders every 2 to 3 months. Perfect. I love that. So Rebecca's like, she's got to have relationship is important for her. She's not just buying a mascara for the sake of buying a mascara. Okay. Rebecca's really not. And she's like, oh, absolutely. So think about that for yourself. Let's see. Kathy says, I like someone who wants to look nice and is willing to try new things. Yay. That's good, Kathy. I like that. Okay. Shelby, ideal customer, friendly, supportive, regular orders, loves to visit, becomes a friend. Okay. I love this. So in all of that, guess what you're building? You're building your brand. You're building your brand because you're gonna what you look for is what you're gonna get, and who you are is what you're gonna receive. Okay, so in that, talking about your dream clients, okay, because you're a real person, so we want you to come across as a real person. Rhonda says she loves to try samples. I place inside her order. She usually buys 200 or more every couple of months. Business oriented and professional. Okay, doesn't that sound like Rhonda's brand? If you guys we know Rhonda? Doesn't that sound like Rhonda? Totally sounds like Rhonda. I love it. Edna says, glad I contacted her because she needs products. Yeah, okay, that's a good one too. I love this. I love it. So what does your brand say about you? Okay, so did you know that every time you do life, your personal brand is on display? We're not just talking about Mary Kay. When you do life, your personal brand is on display. That's really something to consider. So what is your brand saying about you? So a good example, I love this one because we're all on Zoom. Each week, you hop on Zoom the same way, I bet. And if I said, tell me, how does Edna show up on Zoom every week? You all can tell me, right? You could be like, she's smiling. She's usually got a cute background. Even if she's tired, she's positive. She always says hi to everybody. She's very genuine. I always feel like I'm her best friend. That's how Edna shows up on Zoom, right? You know what? That's how Edna's showing up in life. That's her personal brand. That's not her Mary Kay brand. That's Edna, okay? So some people are ghosting. We're ghosty in life. Did you know that? We're like ghosty because, and you've heard that term, I'm sure, she ghosted me, but if we don't mean to be sometimes, but what if we're that person, and I'm not dogging Shelby or Kara because they told me they were turning the cameras off, but what if for months and months and months, there's somebody that shows up on Zoom all the time and we never see their face and they never interact? They're ghosting us, right? Okay. So their personal brand, and I, girls, I promise, I'm not pointing fingers at anybody. I'm just using that as an example. But you would be like, I bet in real life she's kind of like that. She probably dodges people. She probably doesn't make a lot of connections. She probably doesn't call people back or return text messages. And I know that that's not Shelby and Kara. I'm just saying they happen to have their cameras off tonight for a reason. But do you see what I'm saying? Like, your personal brand is how you are showing up. And we're going to talk about that, because you may not have meant to do that. I mean, maybe you're just introverted like me and you want to be home on a Saturday and somebody calls for mascara and you put it out on your porch because you're like, I don't want to see anybody today. I'm tired. I peopled hard all week. I'm tired. But so do you see, but that's kind of my brand too. My brand is call me anytime. If it's not a good time for me, it'll be on my porch. And people love that about me. They love that flexibility about me, that they can swing by at 7 a.m. and they're not going to expect to have to see me. So we're not talking about in building your personal brand, faking it. Okay, we want your personal brand to represent who you are as a person. Your God-given soul is going to be on display. But what we are talking about in building trust is that we build trust in 3 areas. 3 areas in life we build trust. We build trust in our personal life, we build trust in our professional life, and we build trust in our family life. So those are 3 areas that we're always building trust. Wouldn't you agree? In your business life, your personal life, and in your family life. So, hold on, I've lost my notes. Okay. So in these 3 areas, you really want people to trust you in all those areas. You want your family to be able to trust you. You want to be trusted in business and in your personal life too. So for me, I usually feel the same in most of those areas. And maybe you'll agree with me. Maybe you're like, okay, is Deanna always happy? Yeah, pretty much all the time. My husband will tell you, I can ruin your bad day pretty quickly because I'm kind of looking for the best intentions in most people. And he'll say, I just want to be grumpy because you just let me be grumpy. Stop it. Stop being positive. And I'm like, okay, sorry. I'll stop now. But that's how you're typically showing up and building trust in those 3 areas is how you're pretty much showing up all the time. Do I talk to my grandkids the same way I talk to a customer? No, I don't. But I'm still pretty much the same even keel person, if that makes sense. So that's my kind of my example is we're not going to be faking your personal brand that you're going to be building. But what we're going to do is we're going to create some content where if people don't know you, it's going to help them get to know you, because we are kind of in a world right now where we don't always get to see people and get knee to knee, nose to nose, and build trust. We have to start building trust. They're going to vibe check you before they've even talked to you. So we need to make sure that we are working on that. So we're going to talk about 3 things on building your brand. And this is on the business side: your image, your customer service, and who you are online. Okay, so image. This is a big one. How are you showing up? What do you look like? What do you sound like? How are you showing up? When you show up and people see you, here's a great, okay, let me get to this quote. I like this quote. When you show people that you take care of you, they will believe that you can take care of them. Let me say that again, because I thought this was, I don't know who said this, but I borrowed it and it was a good one. When you show people that you can take care of you, then they will believe that you can take care of them. If you don't take care of you, they don't believe that you're capable of taking care of them. It's just the way it is. It's image. And I wish that it wasn't that way, but we as people, we sum people up in like 3 seconds, right? And so if we're seeing a consistency over and over of an image that maybe, I hate that I don't mean to sound bad, but let's do Walmart. How are you showing up at Walmart? There's whole Facebook pages about how people show up at Walmart like they're invisible. And I'm like, we can see you. Whoa. So how are you showing up? So what does that say when we see people? And again, please hear my heart. So I know that you guys are all very evolved. This whole group that I'm looking at is very evolved. You're not judgmental. You're not judging people. You know, you're looking at their soul. And a lot of times you're thinking, oh, I don't know her story, but I bet she's got a lot going on. She just she barely got clothes on today. She got a lot going on. I don't know what her story is. But other people outside of Mary Kay and outside of having a strong faith are not in that position. They're thinking, scary person who doesn't take care of themselves. I don't know if I can trust this person. Like if they're next to me in line, should I hold my breath? You know, that kind of stuff. So Walmart is maybe an exaggerated example, but I feel like it's also not, because we see a lot of people and sometimes we get so, okay, who goes to Walmart besides me and says, I just want to get in and get out and get my stuff. And if I can, I'm going to set, Rebecca, I'm going to set a personal record. Okay, Rhonda, if I can get out in 8 minutes, this is going to be awesome. So that's me. And you wouldn't think that's me. You would think that I'd be like, da-da-da-da. But I make eye contact with people. I smile, I nod. So my persona, even though I'm like, get me out of Walmart as fast as humanly possible, that's still who I am. I'm still going to be genuinely connected to people, even though I'm kind of in a hurry. Even though I don't want to be there very long because I'll overspend. So that's it. I hope that, am I making sense on how are you showing up? So another good example of you dress for your audience. Okay. And you dress for your success, but dressing for your audience. Now, if you're at the ball game, your audience is not going to be your Mary Kay red jacket or your Mary Kay beauty coat. Obviously, it's going to be probably a t-shirt because it's hot and you're in the sun, and a cute pair of jeans. But you know what? Just because it's hot out doesn't mean you can't look cute. Doesn't mean that you can't look like you brushed your hair today. You know, there's some people I'm like, oh, poor thing. I wonder if she knows where her brush is at. Does anybody remember VeggieTales? Oh, where is my hairbrush? So I sometimes, Rhonda's like, I don't know. So sometimes that's not what I want people to see. Now, I'll admit, sometimes I've been sick, and my husband's on the road all the time, and I have to go to Walmart, and I'm like, oh, like, who can I send to Walmart for me? Because I don't want people to see me like this. And I've gone, okay, it's 11 o'clock at night. I can go get toilet paper. And somebody will see me, and they'll be like, are you okay? And I'm like, no, I'm not okay. You might want to stay away. But do you see, like, they see me and they're like, this is not normal. This is not Deanna. I'm not saying you have to dress to the nines all the time, but I am saying dress for the occasion. So there's nothing wrong with wearing a cute Mary Kay t-shirt, or even just a cute top and jeans. There's nothing wrong with that. But, and maybe a dash out the door coat look. Because remember, if you look like you can take care of you, and you happen to warm chatter her, or she sees you and she's like, she's still obviously selling Mary Kay because look at her. If you look like you can take care of you, she's going to trust you to take care of her. Does that make sense? Okay. So, and I think that's another thing that kind of sets us apart from MLMs is how you elevate your position. Because most people are going to see you as a salesperson. That's why we did that challenge to contact 5 people that you have not talked to in forever, whether they're customers or not. It's kind of like Edna says, I make a friend first, and then I talk to them about Mary Kay. Because in other sales situations, people think we're just like the rest of them. And I've heard the term lately, scary Mary Kay lady. And I don't like that term. I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be known as the scary Mary Kay lady. I want to be known as Deanna. And, oh, I wonder if she still sells Mary Kay. Yes, I do. 30 years later, I'm still doing it. But I want them to know me first. And I think that's what sets us apart but we have to overcome that. So you have to overcome that. In building your brand, you have to overcome that. You have to overcome that perception. People do not like salespeople. It's a bad rap. Remember when Mary Kay used to say it's honorable? It's just as honorable to sell as it is to buy. And it's true. And I'm not saying it's not bad to sell. I love our products, and I want everybody to have them too, but I want them to trust me that I'm not going to sell them a bill of goods. I've had somebody say, well, the other day I had somebody looking at the repair firmings, the triangle of youth thing. I said, girl, if you want to prevent that, this is a great product for that. She says, well, do you think I need it? And she's young. And I said, no, I don't think you need it. You don't need it. If you're wanting to prevent it, yes, then this is the way to go. But I'm never going to tell somebody they need that. That's not, so she trusts me. So when I do say, however, I think this clinical solutions booster is for you. Because she's going to trust me, right? She doesn't think I'm just going to sell her a product for the sake of selling her a $70 product. So so we need to care. I want people to look at Kathy and go, I love Kathy. She cares about me. She remembers that my granddaughter had a recital, and she saw my Facebook post and she commented on it and asked me, how was it? How was my time at the beach? She remembers that my grandpa passed away. I mean, she cares. And that's the persona, that's the brand you want to help build, because it gives you more authenticity. That's a big word. Authenticity more than you're going to get just selling home skincare. And I'll be honest with you, when I first started in Mary Kay, that I was the girl that called you when I needed something. I was the girl that followed up when I needed something. I was the girl when I was doing a power start because I needed something. Now, if you're brand new, they expect that. You're brand new. You're telling them I'm brand new. But the thing is, you're usually, when you're brand new, you're already starting out with people that trust you, right? So you don't have to worry about that part of it. But I'm just saying, as you're evolving and you're reaching out to people that you haven't talked to, even if you are brand new, you got to build that trust first. And you don't want to be that person that calls them just when you need something. Okay, so here's something that, like Edna was talking about, her keychain. Something that I feel like builds trust. If you are in a chatty situation with somebody and you're like, well, I do want to offer her some Mary Kay. What do I do? I'm probably never going to see her again. Maybe I won't. Maybe this isn't it. And I like to say, would it be fun for you? Kai, you're so cute. Would it be fun for you if I gave you a sample of our new fragrance? I'd love to hear what you think of it. Would it be fun for you? And she's like, no, I'm allergic to fragrance. And I'm like, oh, that would not be fun, would it? Okay, how about a hand cream? I got a hand cream. Would you like a hand cream? I've got the fragrance-free hand cream. I would love to, since you're sensitive to fragrance, would it be fun for you to give your opinion on that? Or you could say something like, would it benefit you? Like, maybe you're in a hospital situation, you're with the doctors, and you see them sanitize in and sanitize out, and you're like, this nurse is going to do that. And you said, would it benefit you if I gave you a sample of of this hand cream I just love? Do your hands get really dry? Do you see how that's still kind of a trusting thing? Because you're not like, hey, I need to give out 25 samples and get 40 people to tell me what they think. And then they're like, oh, salesperson, she's going to sell me something. Okay, so that's just an example. I know you're going to come up with more. Okay, online presence. We need to talk about this. Remember, I called it lurking. That's the new word for marketing, is lurking. You're going to lurk on other people and go on their Facebook and see what they've been doing. But people are doing it to you too. Did you know that? Like, if you give her your card, she's going to probably go, or she got your name from a lead, or she filled out your facial box, or went to a booth and got your information. She's going to go check you out, because we check out everybody, especially if it's not somebody we had a real conversation with. But even then, she's going to check you out. She's going to see, has she been in Mary Kay for 5 minutes? What's her life? What's she like? Does she live around here? Who is this person? And if you're not showing up online, that's probably why she's ghosting you. Have you ever Googled yourself or gone on Facebook? Like I'll pull up my husband's Facebook and I'll put in search Deanna Loudon and see what comes up, or go out on YouTube. I'm on YouTube. The other day I was looking for a video on something else and I popped up and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot I'd done a video on that. Oh, look, I'm in the search engine. So do you see like, are you showing up online? And not like in a weird way, but if you have reached out to her and maybe she's answered for a fishbowl, or I don't know what you call facial boxes, and she has responded to that and you've responded back and she's ghosting you, there's a good chance she's trying to figure out who you are, if you're legit. And who are you? And we're going to talk about that a little bit more, but this is really the most important way to try to attract new customers is your online presence. Just you as a person. I'm not talking about you as a Mary Kay consultant, but just you as a person being online in a way that's authentic to you. Okay. If all your posts are Mary Kay, Mary Kay, Mary Kay, Mary Kay, Mary Kay, they're like, yep, she's gonna sell me something. But if they're like, oh, look at that, she's got a cute kitty. Oh, look at that. Look at that. What if those are her kids or her grandkids? She looks like she could be the age, those could be her kids, but maybe they're her grandkids. Like, they're gonna lurk on you. They definitely are. So Rome was not built in a day. So that's why we're taking all summer, right? We're taking all summer. And that's why there's different levels of how many customers am I going to build? Because I do feel like in our microwave society, and I got to hurry up. I do feel like in our microwave society, we want it now, right? I want it now. I want instant success. And we do see it, Mary Kay. It happens a lot. But when you meet those women and you're like, how did you do 75 faces in the first 30 days? And then you look at their friend list and they're friends with like 1,200 people, and you're like, well, that's how she did it. Look at my friend list, and I'm like 200. Okay, that's going to take a little longer. Okay, so do you see what I'm saying? So Rome was not built in a day, but we're going to keep building Rome. We're not done building Rome. So the easiest way for you to build your online presence and not be weird and not be creepy is to add your picture to just literally everything. And you can do this with Mary Kay. I'm not saying every day I want you to post a Mary Kay thing, but you can in your customer. Like if your customer Facebook group is crickets, this is a fun way to be posting in there too. But you can take, I was going to show some pictures on here. I forgot. But you know how on social media, there's been pictures popping up. I'm looking. Okay, this is the men's skincare, but this, here. Like this one's been popping up. The coconut one, like you've been seeing this, right? You could take this picture and go on Mary Kay if you want. No more copy paste. We're not going to copy paste anymore, okay? Because they know it. They know that's a copy paste. They know. The people are smart. They're good at pictures. We're very visual. But you can take that and use it, and then take another picture and put with it, and it's you holding it, going, oh, my favorite, or oh, I'm dreaming of the tropics, or, oh, I can't go to the beach, but this reminds me of, stuff like that. And it doesn't even have to be a good picture. It doesn't have to be a great picture. Don't get caught up in that, because remember, it's authenticity. Half the time my pictures are pretty bad. And I'm just like, well, I have 7 chins. Just post it, because that's what you got. They're going to, when they see you, they're going to meet you and your chins. So just post it. It's okay. So do you see what I mean? Like that's going to be more authentic, and that's a fun way. Now, you could take a picture like today. I took a picture of me pruning back my irises, because you know how after they bloom and there's all those funny sticks that look terrible. So I was out there just cutting them with a pair of scissors. I'm like chipping them down because they look stupid with their little sticks sticking up. So I'm like, so time to prune the irises. That was my post today. Isn't that weird? But you know what? It's good. People are going to look at it and be like, what is she doing? Yep, that's what the neighbors were thinking too. What is she doing? So here's some other ways that you can also up your vibe with your picture. So not just posting on social. Here's some ideas. I'm going to throw you out some ideas. So one is a digital business card. Does anybody on here already have a digital business card? Yay, Rebecca does, Amber does, Kathy does. Okay. Sheila does. Okay. So we've got some digital, Rhonda does. Okay. So a digital business card, if you don't know how to do it, it's okay. You can always YouTube it. You can ask your director. We're not getting into that right now. But a digital business card, people don't like to be sold. They like to buy. That's right, Sheila. Exactly. Okay. Kara says her son has one. Yeah, he has a digital business card because he has a tattoo shop. So a digital business card, because a lot of people will lose paper. You saw me just trying to dig for a lookbook. You would think I don't have one. There's 75 of them here somewhere. So most people are going to lose your business card, but I do want your picture on your business card too. But a digital one is nice when you're warm chatting. You've said, would it be fun? Can I just send you my digital business card? And they're like, sure, send away. And then you've got their contact information, and it's not weird. But I want your picture on that digital business card. And don't go spend a bunch of money. Remember, keep it real. Just your cutest picture, one of your Facebook profile pictures or anything. I just want a picture of you on your digital business card. Hey, a physical business card. There's a thought with your picture on it. Okay. Now, I do want to say you could make your own business cards, but you can't use the Mary Kay branded logo unless you go through MK Connection. So just be aware of that. You can say independent beauty consultant on your card, but you can't say independent Mary Kay beauty consultant card on a card that's not branded approved by Mary Kay. So don't get in trouble and break any copyright rules, but put your picture on there. Okay, because people need to see you. Thank you cards that you can print, and they don't have to be card stock. It could just be paper that you have printed or that you print, and you could do 4 to a page and cut them down. It has your picture on it that says, thank you so much for supporting my small business. I appreciate you so much. Just something. It doesn't even have to have anything pre-printed on it. Just could be your picture with a thank you, and you could handwrite a little note in there real quick and throw it in a reorder bag. Hope you, I have a friend who just got after a sun replenishing gel, they're going to the beach. So in her bag, I put hey, hope you have a great time at the beach and you don't have too many times when you have to use this product. Because we talked about getting burnt. So she's going to giggle because she's going to get that and go, oh yeah, don't get burnt. So, but you see, and it's just me, my little cheesy picture with a thank you. And then I hand wrote that in there and shoved it in her reorder bag. So that's another idea to get your picture out there. I'm not going to get into this because I'm not real good at this yet, but I'm figuring it out. Have a landing page, have a link with a landing page. So when you're talking to somebody and maybe she's a referral, maybe you're chatting with them and you're like, hey, you don't want to just send them your business card. A landing page is like a little mini website that you send them a link and they click on it and it pulls up your picture. It pulls up maybe your phone number, your email, pulls up your website. It's like it's like a hub. It's a digital hub with like all your socials in there too. So they could click on each one of them, go to your socials and check you out. So it's a really quick, easy way for somebody to check you out. I actually like that better than my business card. I like saying, can I send you my digital card? And really I'm going to be sending them my landing page because I like that better than just a card. So in closing, we got just a couple more minutes here. I know that was a lot of information. I hope you got it. I hope it's okay. I wasn't calling anybody out. I just want you to know that I wasn't calling anybody out. I already know your images are sharp. We can just do more, right? And I'm not calling anybody out if you accidentally showed up at Walmart in your PJs. I would never call you out. I might ask you if you're okay, just like people do to me when it happens. And usually I'm not okay. So, and like the one time I show up at Walmart with no makeup on and they're like, God, are you okay? And I'm like, I'm fine. This is just me. There you go. So in closing, and a little sneak peek on what we're going to do next week is what consistency have you built? And I don't mean consistently following up with customers. I mean, what consistency have you built for yourself in your life? And how do we as a person show up consistently? Remember that little saying that she's not, if she sees you can take care of yourself, she's going to trust that you can take care of her. How consistently are you taking care of yourself? How consistently are you showing up for yourself? And in that, I just want to say, do we all know somebody that's moody and crabby? And you're kind of sometimes every once in a while you see them and you're like, yeah, Rebecca's kind of like, yeah. And you're like, oh, here she is. And you're thinking, okay, am I getting nice Sybil or crazy Sybil? Which one's coming? I don't know. And that's not how we want to be. We want to be consistent. If you're gonna be grumpy, be consistently grumpy, right? If that's your brand. If that's who you are, then be you. It's okay. If you're not super friendly and outgoing, don't be super friendly and outgoing. Don't make it weird. If they're like, she probably didn't see me. Some people will say my name and I'll turn around and go, Lord, I didn't even see you. I'm so glad you said my name because they know me. They know that I'm like, blinders are on, go get through Walmart. And they're like, Deanna. And I'm like, who said that? And they're like, I'm over here. And I'm like, oh, hey. So they know me. They know I consistently am like that. Okay, so we're going to talk about coming up how consistently you're showing up, and we're going to talk about some systems. So that's going to be next week. Okay, we're going to talk about some systems in consistency and how to show up for yourself consistently and consistently in your business. Okay, because it's all about habit stacking. So your challenge for the next 7 days. I don't know if I can pull this up and talk at the same time. I'll try to pull it up as we're closing. So your challenge for the next 7 days is to post on stories. I want you to post on stories, not just a Facebook post, but stories. Stories are where it's at. Stories are viewed way more often than don't do a reel. You can do a post in a reel. It's okay. If you're like, I already do those, that's okay. But I want you to consistently post in stories and like other people's stories. You don't have to be weird and comment on them, but you can like them, and it gets your stories in the algorithm. Okay. And it doesn't have to be a Mary Kay post. It could be a post of the sky. Gee, I hope it stays clear tonight. I hope we don't get any storms. It could be a picture of your flower in the front yard. It could be your cat. I don't know. It could be your new shoes. Look, I got new shoes. I don't know. Just but 7 days, okay? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You know what you could do tonight? Take a picture or screenshot us. Post in your stories. Just got off my weekly training. This is a hoot. That kind of thing. And so when you're doing a story, if you don't know how, go look it up. But you can put the words in there. I see some cameras coming up. I love it. You can put in the words there. Just got done with my weekly Zoom. Is your Zoom as fun as mine? There you go. Okay. So, stories, Okay. Also, so that's number one. There's 2 assignments. Number 2, you're going to create one new thing that has your picture on it. Not something that you already have. Like if you already have a digital card, then I want you to create another digital card. Maybe create a thank you card. Maybe something. Maybe you'll come up with something. Girl, if you came up with something else and you're like, add another idea of where my face could be, that it could be something I put out, then do that and let us know next week. So you got 2 things. 7 days of posting on stories and 1 new thing that has your picture on it that you can use again and again to build trust in your business. Okay. That is it.